Welcome back to AI Signal and Noise. I am Taylor, and oh my gosh, dude, we have some of the most mind-blowing news today.
And I am Morgan. It is Friday, July 10th, 2026. And I have to admit, even I am struggling to stay skeptical after this week's announcements.
Right? It is absolutely insane. We are talking massive new model drops, AI agents raising serious cash, and literally peeking inside Claude's brain.
It is definitely a packed lineup. Let's start with OpenAI's massive announcement, because it completely changes the developer landscape.
Yes, OpenAI just launched GPT-5.6, and they didn't just release one model, dude. They dropped a whole three-tier family called Sol, Terra, and Luna.
Right, I saw that on Mark Tech Post. They are moving away from the one-size-fits-all approach. Sol is the premium powerhouse, while Luna is the budget option.
Exactly. Sol is $5 per million input tokens and $30 for output, but the performance is insane, especially on coding tasks.
But wait, looking at the benchmarks, Claude Mythos 5 still leads on SWE Bench Pro by about 15 points. So is Sol actually the king?
Dude, yes, because of how it handles tools. OpenAI introduced programmatic tool calling. It runs model-written JavaScript directly in an isolated V8 runtime.
Oh, interesting. So instead of sending every single intermediate step back to the model, it executes the code locally and just returns the final result.
Exactly. It reduces prompt tokens by up to 63%. That is a massive cost saving and speed boost for complex agentic workflows.
ZDNet pointed out that this is a direct attack on Anthropic. They are aiming to beat them on price, speed, and real-world productivity.
Totally. And TechCrunch highlighted how this new family promises massive improvements in cybersecurity, too. It feels like a complete enterprise upgrade, not just a chatbot.
I have to agree. By focusing on runtime execution and cost reduction, OpenAI is making a very strong play to lock in enterprise developers.
It is so smart. It is like they are building the actual infrastructure for the agent economy rather than just chasing raw IQ points.
Well, raw IQ is great, but if it costs too much to run, nobody will use it in production. This makes AI agents actually viable.
Exactly, dude. It is all about making things fast, cheap, and incredibly capable. And speaking of capable agents, Meta is not sitting back either.
No, they certainly aren't. Meta Superintelligence Labs just released Muse Spark 1.1 on their new Meta Model API specifically designed for agentic tasks.
Dude, this model is wild. It has a 1 million token context window that the model actively compacts itself. How cool is that?
Active compaction is a fascinating approach. It basically summarizes and compresses its own context so it doesn't get overwhelmed. But what about tool use?
Oh, it is built for it. It has zero-shot generalization to brand new tools and Model Context Protocol, or MCP, servers. It is so flexible.
Wait, zero shot to new tools? So you don't even have to fine-tune it or give it massive examples? It just figures out how to use them?
Yes, and it does multi-agent delegation. It can spawn parallel sub-agents to handle different parts of a task at the exact same time, dude.
That sounds incredibly powerful, but also like a massive security risk if these parallel sub-agents start running amok without proper guardrails.
True, but Meta's launch table shows it leading on tool use benchmarks, even though it trails Claude Opus 4.8 on pure coding.
Right, so it might not write the cleanest code, but it is excellent at orchestrating existing systems. That is what makes it a great agent.
Exactly. It is like hiring a manager who knows how to coordinate a team, rather than just a genius coder who works alone.
I like that analogy. It shows Meta is focusing heavily on the practical application of AI in enterprise environments rather than just research papers.
Totally. They are making these agentic tools super accessible to everyone. It is a massive win for the open developer community, dude.
It definitely puts pressure on closed source providers, but let's look at how Anthropic is trying to understand what is happening inside these brains.
Oh, this is my favorite story of the week. Anthropic found a literal hidden space where Claude puzzles over concepts. It is so sci-fi.
Yes, Technology Review covered this. Anthropic researchers developed a technique called the Jacobian lens to peek inside the model during active reasoning.
Dude, a Jacobian lens? That sounds like something straight out of Star Trek. What did they actually see when they looked inside?
They basically saw how Claude weighs different ideas. It maps out the internal representations layer by layer as the model formulates an answer.
So it is like watching the model's train of thought in real time? Like seeing it struggle between two different answers?
Exactly. They found that Claude actually holds conflicting concepts in its mind before resolving them. Some of what they found was quite unnerving.
Unnerving? Wait, what do you mean? Like, was Claude secretly planning world domination or something? Tell me, dude.
No, nothing like that. But they saw how easily the model's internal logic can be nudged or manipulated by subtle prompt changes.
Ah, I see. So it shows how fragile the reasoning actually is under the hood. But still, being able to see it is huge for safety.
Absolutely. If we can understand how a model arrives at a hallucination or a bad decision, we can build much better guardrails to prevent it.
Right. It is like giving AI a brain scan. Instead of just guessing why it made a mistake, we can pinpoint the exact layer where it went wrong.
It is a major breakthrough for mechanistic interpretability. Anthropic is really proving that safety and capability research go hand in hand.
Totally. I love that they are sharing this research. It makes the whole industry safer when we understand how these giant brains actually work.
Agreed. But while Anthropic is studying the brain, other startups are letting their agents completely run the business.
Oh, dude, this next story is absolutely mind-blowing. An AI agent startup called Lyzr just used their own agent to run a $100 million fundraise.
I saw this on TechCrunch, and honestly, my first reaction was skepticism. $100 million is a massive amount of money to trust to an agent.
I know, right? But Lyzr builds enterprise agents, so they wanted to prove their product actually works. They basically let the agent drive the whole process.
But what does driving the process actually mean? Did the agent sit down with venture capitalists and pitch them over coffee?
Well, obviously not physical coffee, but it handled investor research, drafted highly personalized pitch emails, and managed the entire follow-up pipeline.
Okay, so it was acting as an incredibly efficient chief of staff. That makes more sense, but it is still a huge amount of responsibility.
Dude, it is. It coordinated the data rooms, answered investor queries, and kept the momentum going. It literally did the work of an entire team.
That is impressive. It shows how agentic workflows can streamline the most tedious parts of fundraising, letting founders focus on the actual relationships.
Exactly. And raising $100 million is the ultimate proof of concept. It is like the ultimate flex for an AI agent startup.
It is a brilliant marketing move, for sure. But it also raises questions about the future of work. Do we need business development representatives anymore?
I mean, probably a lot fewer of them. If one agent can manage a massive fundraise, imagine what a fleet of them can do for sales.
It is a bit daunting, but it also means human founders can accomplish so much more with fewer resources. The leverage is just unprecedented.
Totally, dude. We are entering an era of one-person billion-dollar companies, and it is happening way faster than anyone expected.
It certainly feels that way. The speed of execution is just accelerating every single week.
It really is. What a wild week of AI news. I need the weekend just to process all of this, dude.
Me too, Taylor. That is all for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to AI Signal and Noise.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. We will be back on Monday.